Street Fame Podcast. We back. Y'all already know what time it is. It's a lot to talk about, a little bit of time, but we're gonna get right into it. What's
Yep.
up?
Nothing. How you doing?
Everything good over here?
All right. Well, since we're gonna start with me, I just how do you think verses went? First of all, with Dipset and the Locks.
I'm gonna call me. I'm gonna call it different. I'm gonna call it a draw.
You gonna call it a draw?
I'm gonna call it a draw.
Why?
Because everybody, a lot of people are saying that Jadakiss murdered them. That they did. It was like a easy win for the Locks. But if you really look at how I looked at it, not being biased, I watched the beginning and Jadakiss them came out way strong. Like the Locks came out just dominant. But then towards the end, I feel like they had started running out of fuel. And that's when Dipset started giving you like more of their hits.
Okay.
I feel like if you stop watching it because you already called it, you would say that it was a clear win. But if you watch it to the end, like I watched every bit of it this time.
Oh, okay.
So when I watched it to the end, I'm like, okay, Dipset started playing they hits towards the end, and I feel like that's one thing. And I felt like also the crowd was biased.
The crowd was biased.
The crowd was biased, so I think the energy was different because the way they used to do the verses was without crowds. And if you take the crowd out of it, would Jadakiss them had this much, they had like the momentum.
Energy.
They had the momentum because they took it early on. And I think they took the momentum so early that the crowd was already on their side at that point. It was over for most people.
Yeah.
But if you listen to it and you see what happened when they started playing some more like the actual Dipset music towards the end, that's when I feel like the Locks wasn't really giving you their best music. I feel like they came out with their best stuff fast. Like they came out the gate swinging.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it. I'm a fan of both of them. I was actually growing up, I'm more of a fan of the Locks than I am a Dipset. But just being honest, that's how I saw it. Plus, another thing to me, it was more Jadakiss versus Dipset. It wasn't really the Locks
All right.
versus Dipset. It was more Jadakiss versus Dipset. Whereas the Dipset, Camron been out forever, but Camron did mostly. They did mostly Dipset music. He didn't go back to the Camron before Dipset music. He went to just strictly
Right.
mostly Dipset, whereas the Locks Jadakiss went to every Jadakiss hit. So kind of was like a different matchup for me.
Yeah.
And if Camron would have went back to his first Confessions of Fire album, to some of his older music,
Yeah.
because the Locks went back to All About the Benjamins. They went way back to the very first. They even went back to the very first Locks freestyles. They went way back. And I'm not saying that they went against the rules because I don't know what the rules were, but I'm just saying that Camron didn't go back to the early Camron before Dipset movement. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You just got straight Dipset.
Right.
And Dipset had songs, but they didn't have a long run like the Locks. The Locks been in the game way longer
Yeah.
as a group, so they had a bigger catalog.
Yeah.
So if you look at how I look at it, I say it was pretty much a draw. Lyrically, Jadakiss, I mean nobody can't really top Jadakiss lyrically.
Yeah.
Now what I'm gonna get Dipset to win is they got swag. Camron, he always fitted. He always got, he a trendsetter.
Yeah.
Camron started the whole pink and all of the bandana, and he started a whole like movement as far as fashion. Before all of these young people started fashion, Camron was always on point with his fashion.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it from a entertainer, swag, all of that, Jada them need to step their game up a little bit as far as their fashion. Right or wrong. I mean, they was just kind of like some dudes from the block, right? They was dressed like, and that's why Camron was like, man, what you got on? Like, he kept kind of getting at him. Like, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But lyrically, it ain't too many people that can do what Jadakiss can do lyrically.
My whole take from it was that it was like a rebirth of Jadakiss, in my opinion. When's the last time you seen Jadakiss trending? You know what I mean? I was like, one thing that I see a lot of rappers from the 90s and early 2000s is bigging up Jadakiss and bigging up rappers from the 90s and the 2000s.
Okay.
And saying that y'all should put some respect on their name. It's a lot of rappers that have been rapping for 2 or 3 years that are big, and and the whole tide you kind of felt the energy where it was like, oh, give those rappers from the 90s they respect.
Okay.
That's what I took from it.
I mean, I get that definitely because I mean the difference with the music then and now is that it's not about who's more lyrical. So then when you go to the, like what you're saying, Jadakiss ain't gonna buzz like he did back then because it's not about bars. It's about entertainment.
Right.
You know, so I'm not saying these new rappers can't technically rap. It's just they're more entertainers than they are rappers. Just like in the battle rap. Battle rap used to be, you know, gritty. Used to be standing at, you know, corner store, no music, just a crowd of people. Then it went into big crowds, you know. It went into, like, more entertainment and less bars. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's what happened to the music industry as well. Yeah. It's not about bars. If you talk bar for bar, Jadakiss one of the best rappers. But if you talk about who can make a better song, somebody's gonna say Lil Baby or somebody like that.
Yeah.
And Lil Baby, he's saying some stuff, but it's not what Jadakiss saying. It's just in a different way.
It's the same with any entertainment, like singing. You know, who's the best singer? The best singer is not always the singer that's on top. You know. Yeah. Most popular.
Yeah, it's just a lot of variables that go into it. Like I said, Jada, them, all of them, Dipset, you know, the Locks, they come from a time where even the beats was different. Yeah. You had the beat wasn't what carried you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of rappers now, you listen to their music, you don't even know what they're saying. You just like it.
You just like the beat.
Because the beat nice, the chorus nice, and you don't even know half of what they just said. Whereas when Jadakiss went out there rapping, when he first, the Locks came out, you listen to the words. You like, oh man, it's over. Because what he was saying. It wasn't because his beats was banging and had everybody moving. It was more of a, just bars. You see what I'm saying? Definitely. Just different. If y'all haven't seen the Mike Jones interview, y'all need to go watch it. It's crazy. It actually went viral. It's safe to say that. We had over, on just one part of it, 400,000 views in 2 weeks. We really hit 300,000 in 1 week, and then it kind of slowed down just a little bit because we had other content that we uploaded. And part 2 started taking off. So part 2, you know, that's got almost 300,000 views. So just for those who don't take our platform serious, you know, we don't have to be Say Cheese. We don't have to be Vlad. We don't have to be, you know, Hot 97 for you to do numbers. That's what that showed you. If people if interested in what you're saying and what you're about, they're going to listen to it. They're going to watch it. That's what that shows. So definitely y'all take a chance, check out our YouTube channel. See what it's doing. Make sure y'all keep tuning to these podcasts because we're going to keep bringing it. But I had to put that out there. We're not done yet. I know I sound like I'm about to end it, but we're not done yet. That's what happened with that. Now to be a little bit more serious real quick, COVID. We got to go back to that. We stopped talking about COVID, but we happen to be in Florida.
Who?
COVID. COVID is back and it's way stronger right now in Florida. We in the epicenter. Florida got the biggest numbers in the country. We got the biggest idiot governor in the country. I don't care what nobody say about what I'm saying. We can have that debate. I'm just saying the dude an idiot. We can have that debate. I think that y'all need to protect yourselves. Do whatever you got to do to protect yourself and your family because he ain't going to do nothing about it. And basically he already said that. So that's how I feel about that. And I'm telling you, last year we broke our record. We got more cases for COVID than we had at the peak of COVID. We had 119,000 cases last week. Hospitals are starting to fill back up. The deaths are going up. We got higher death 3 days in a row. The highest death rate Florida has had since COVID started was the past 3 days. So y'all need to take it serious. It's hitting closer to home. I know y'all know people now at this point. We used to say, do you know anybody who got it? At this point, you know somebody who had it.
All I'm going to say is that to the people who are skeptical as to why the numbers are going up, it's not my question is, why blame the unvaccinated for that? The situation is that the Olympics are on TV. The Super Bowl went on. We have mass gatherings of people all over America, and no one's telling you to put your mask on.
Well,
so I don't think that
it's bigger than that though, because
it's the unvaccinated.
No, it's not
problem.
that. I
think it's because they reopened the country during the pandemic.
Yeah, too fast. I mean, think about it. It's not just the Super Bowl. I mean, Rolling Loud. I went to Rolling Loud. If y'all ain't see me, I got some footage of that on it too. Rolling Loud had a massive crowds,
right?
And I happened to be put in the crowd at one point where I was like, I'm gonna go out here and get some footage, and I'm talking about the crowd was so bad that you can't even move your own body. They move you whichever way you want to go. And you can't even leave if you want to leave. Once you in it, you in it. And it's what I mean by we talking shoulder to shoulder, body to body. You in it like this, you can't move. And nobody got mask on. And I mean, you can't blame it on the unvaccinated. I know that's what our governor trying to do. But it's bigger than that. It's
No,
not.
that's
It's
what
not
the
that.
president's trying to do.
It's the governor too, though. You ain't listen to that statement he tried to make it say, "Love, if this wouldn't happen if y'all was vaccinated." That ain't got nothing to do with it. What it's about is that we went through a time where people was wiping things down. The grocery stores was wiping down the carts. People was socially distanced. People were keeping. It was the other things. So like the wiping stuff down, the sanitizer you couldn't find on the shelf, the disinfectant spray you couldn't find. Everybody went back to normal too fast. Because then they like, we don't need sanitizer, we don't need the disinfectant spray no more. And it's like, it's just a lot of things went back to no mask regulations. And then our governor, I'm going to keep talking about him because somebody need to hear about him. He decided that he want to ban the local government, like the mayors and stuff, from making mask mandates. He banned it, so they can't even put it in place. He banned the school board from allowing the schools to put a mandate in place.
Yeah.
He's
That's
saying,
a little excessive.
The whole point with me is if you're talking about not controlling people, because he talked about, I'm not going to try to control you like Joe Biden and like the government. You're controlling people in that sense. When you ban somebody from doing something, you just control them.
Well,
if it's up to the people.
The mask mandate is so that people who have children can make the parents can make the decision.
Yeah, but if you talk about less government, you shouldn't ban things. Because what you're doing by being the governor and saying, I'm going to ban the counties from being able to do these things, you controlling the people the same way.
Yeah.
Right or wrong. That's control. If I banned you right now and said you're not allowed to say this on here.
Yeah, but I mean, both sides are controlling. The one side's telling you can't go into a restaurant without a vaccine, and the other side's telling you that, we don't really care.
But the reality is, if you look at what's happening, I listened to his press conference. Go look at it if you haven't seen it. He's running for election. He's not talking about. He don't care about you having a vaccine, about me having it. He don't care about you getting COVID. He don't care about me getting it. He cares about.
He don't really care.
He wants to be the president.
Yeah.
So that's what our governor in Florida is doing. Texas governor doing the same thing, and they're talking about not controlling people, but they're still controlling people. You could talk about it all you want about I'm not controlling about. I'm giving them a choice. But when you ban stuff and you say and you write executive orders, what are you doing? You're controlling people. Because if I read an executive order saying that you can only wear black, I controlled you, right? And I could say, well, no, I just wrote an order where you can't wear another color. But you can wear whatever shirt you want to wear. I'm still controlling you in a sense, though.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's all political, and it's all about politics. And I'm not gonna blame Joe Biden for it. I'm not gonna blame Joe Biden for it. I'm gonna blame our governor. I can't speak for every state. I'm talking about Florida. Why our numbers are so bad? Because our governor wants to be Donald Trump. He want to be him so bad. Look at his press conferences. He talk with his hands like this. He do the same gestures. I'm telling you, go watch it. I watched it. It only take 4 minutes. It's on YouTube. It's on everything. Go look it up. Go see for yourselves. If y'all think I'm just talking, and I know a lot of people, because I read comments, they're gonna disagree with what I'm saying. But let them go ahead on. You know what I mean? Like I'm just speaking my opinion. I can speak for me. That's how I see it. If they don't see it that way, that's on you. But I speak from what I feel. Okay. And that's my voice, and I feel like he an idiot. And if you like him, you like him. But I don't like him. So. Yeah. And not just because of me being biased. I listen to his press conference. I give him a chance. And that's how you know I'm not just jumping out there saying I don't like him. I could tell y'all more about what he said than most of the people who are going to say, oh, that ain't what he said. I could go word for word closer than they can because I listen to it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I watch politics. I be in tune with that. I've been doing that.
Yeah. I think both sides are corrupt. That's always going to be
I mean, the government is going to be corrupt. It's always been that way. Yeah. The government is always going to be corrupt, but you still got good people and bad people in it. You know? Yeah. You got some people who actually care. You got some who don't care. You got some who do it for money. You got some who don't do it for money. That's how it works. Yeah. And that's on both sides. I mean, that's how politics works. On both sides, right. But it's more on the Republican side. The Republicans are the bad guys in this situation.
I'm not completely convinced of that.
You got to watch it. Do you watch it, though? Do you pay attention?
I definitely watch it.
Have you watched all 3 networks?
But the thing about it is that ever since the vaccines have come out, I've seen the bias on the Democrat side. When you are pushing a vaccine on someone and you're lying about statistics and you're saying that certain things are the way you sway it, and the way the
But
media
you can't say
it
that
kind of makes it
they're
kind
lying
of
about the statistics. You can't say that.
well.
You can say that they're being biased, but you can't say they're lying because numbers are numbers.
Okay, well,
Numbers
all
don't
I
lie.
can say is any type of valuable information that you tell me, I'm looking at you sideways, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe they were telling the truth. Maybe you are lying.
But what if they show you the numbers though?
Right.
What if they show you the charts?
You never know if the numbers are real or not.
But the numbers are. But if you look
How
on
you
Google,
know?
you can see the numbers.
Right. How you know that that's even true?
I mean,
you're dealing with people who don't trust the government or the media at all.
But
you can't really trust.
But
the
you got to
numbers.
think. But it's people like Fox News who don't like Joe Biden, who not going to go for a Democratic way. So look at their numbers. They're going to put, if you don't trust CNN numbers, MSNBC or whomever, look at Fox. Look at every network shows technically that the vaccine is working.
Right.
I'm not going to say I ain't got it. I'm not going to get it. And I'm not going to say that that's the only solution. I'm just trying to tell you that some things are undeniable. The numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? Like one person opinion can matter or the way they present it to you. But if you look at the numbers for yourself across the platform, you will see, yes, the vaccine helps, but I'm not still getting it because I still don't know the long-term effects of it.
Right.
But me, I just tell you, if you don't want to get it, you want to be like me, be safe. Protect yourself. I'm not going to force somebody to go get it. And I don't think they're forcing people to get it. I think they're trying to encourage people to go get it. And I understand why.
I think they are shaming people into getting the vaccine.
That's happening on a certain level. Yeah. But I can't say it's the Democrats, though.
When you classify people as the unvaccinated.
But you can't say that's the Democrats,
shaming, though. Yes, that is the Democrats.
No.
Because the Republicans don't, for the majority, do not believe in the vaccine.
Do you listen to the governors, though? Not the people, the governors. Yeah. Ron DeSantis just said in that press conference that that's the unvaccinated. That's what he said. He said the people who are coming to the hospitals are the unvaccinated. And he said that if they choose to get unvaccinated, that's why we're not going to do nothing about it because it's their fault that they decided not to get the vaccine.
Okay, but Ron DeSantis is
and he's a Republican.
One of how many Republicans?
Listen to the governors. Don't listen to just what people are saying.
Yeah, well.
Listen to the leaders. Like, you got to think, people have to follow leaders. We live in a society where people follow leaders.
They do.
And if the leader is telling you that.
I
know what you're saying.
If that's the instance and we follow the leaders, why aren't people getting vaccinated?
Because you have people who will elect the leaders, but they don't listen to nobody.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you got mostly Republican people who choose not to get vaccinated, who choose to say this is not real, who still don't believe COVID real. Mostly Republicans who say that. So therefore they're not gonna wear a mask, right? But don't mean that the people who they elect don't stand for that.
Right.
They pick for people. They pick people who they feel like are best suited for in their minds. Even if they tell them to do it, they ain't gonna do it. Donald Trump right now, see, he got 70 million votes. If he tell people right now go get the vaccine, they still ain't gonna do it. They like him.
You never know.
They might like him, but they're not gonna do it.
You never know, because he's never said that. So how can you?
Because if you look at the governor, Ron DeSantis is Trump Jr. Basically, he wants to be like him, and if you look at what he's saying, they still ain't listening to him.
I mean,
they voted for him.
A lot of people are listening. Actually, I mean, a lot of people in Florida have gotten the vaccine
because they're getting scared.
Yeah.
Not because they listen to what nobody's saying. They starting to ask themselves. They starting to question themselves.
The thing about it is the more information that comes out, that's where you start to get scared, because they start to say, "Oh, don't forget, this many people of the unvaccinated have been killed in the hospital." That's when you start to get. That's when the fear mark.
But that's statistics, though. That's numbers. It's true.
You don't know if that's true or not.
It's true. I mean, it's when you got all of these different.
Can you prove it?
Can you prove it's not that?
Can you prove it?
I mean, the numbers, if you look at the chart, if you look at the hospital, the intake at the hospital, the amount of people that's starting to get admitted for COVID, that's proof.
Can you prove that?
I mean, it's proof.
Right. Can you prove it?
I mean, I probably can't, but it's proof.
Right. So people...
Science prove it.
I'm just being the devil's advocate. The people that...
We're just having a debate.
Right,
that's all.
Yeah. The people that think this way, like, I'm not getting vaccinated, the government doesn't care about me, are also saying... Prove them stats you talking.
But it's people right now who walk around saying, "Prove me that COVID is real." Can you prove it?
I mean, COVID is real based on.
But it's people who saying right now they don't believe COVID is real. Right now, people are still saying that.
Less and less.
but people still believe it.
Less and less.
People believe what they believe. All right, we gonna have another talk about this, man. But y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all stay following us. Subscribe YouTube. Subscribe to our Instagram channels. If y'all want us to talk about certain topics, let us know.